We all have moments when we feel weak. Times when it feels like we are barely holding on, like the weight of the world is pressing down on us. But in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, Paul reminds us of a powerful truth. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Think about that. Your weakness isn't a flaw. It's not something to hide or be ashamed of. It's an opportunity for God's power to shine through. When we're at the end of our strength, that's when God steps in and shows us how mighty He is. Remember Gideon? He didn't see himself as strong or capable, yet God called him to lead Israel against overwhelming odds. Gideon's weakness became the stage of God's strength, and with just 300 men, he defeated an entire army. And what about Moses? A man who doubted his ability to speak, yet God used him to confront Pharaoh and lead an entire nation to freedom. In Moses' weakness, God's strength was undeniable. God's grace doesn't just meet us in our strength, it carries us through our struggles. Isaiah 40 verse 29 says, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. God doesn't wait for us to be strong. He meets us in our weariness. Even Jesus in his humanity experienced weakness. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he prayed with anguish, but in surrendering his will to the Father, he found the strength to endure the cross. His greatest moment of perceived weakness became the ultimate display of God's power and love. When you feel weak, don't give up. Don't let the world convince you that weakness means failure. Instead, lean into God's grace. Let His power carry you, because His strength is more than enough. Your weakness isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of a testimony of what God can do when you surrender your strength to Him. When you feel like you can't take another step, remember this. His grace is sufficient. His power is perfect, and His strength will never let you fall. So today, don't be afraid of your weakness. Embrace it, because it's the place where God's strength shines the brightest. And in Him, you'll find all the strength you need.